welcome back to Happy Hour. So today we start a new build, the Time Old Alley, which I thought looked really cool. So it looks like a book nook here, and we will see it's for age 14, and we will, what else does it say? Anything I can read? Well, it's not readable for me. So that is all the English I have. So let's get straight to unboxing. So it's not sealed. It's got safety warnings. The parts aren't suitable for a 3-year-old. So let's see what we have. Okay, it's a note about, let me see what this is about. Let me find the English version of it. No. So it says batteries and glue cannot be provided. Please cut paper, cloth and other materials according to the templates to avoid mistakes when making we'll see if that happens. When making lamps and lanterns, lamp cap line interface do not touch together, so basically don't get the wires crossed. Colour and shape of different batches of wood, cloth and beads will inevitably be slightly different. Please understand, it tells me, and children must be accompanied by an adult to use it. Okay, so we have some small scissors, okay, and we have a child's ruler. Is this meant for children? And we have some children's tweezers. Didn't it say 14 plus? It did. How weird to have such very young items. So we have a huge bag of goodies. I'll go through that in a second. We have quite a few wood pieces here. We have much thinner wood here. So I'm guessing it's to do with the base. We have some, oh, we have a dust cover for this one too, so that's interesting. Okay. Roofing panels, I'm guessing that would be for, not very keen on doing roofing. Plastic sheeting, some more roof colours, different colour. Cardboard, oh no, more, oh god. This is a lot then. Our template, which is to go on the cardboard, oh, and the cloth, so tells you what to put where. Okay, that's the only one for the brown pleated paper. Weird, we'll see. So we will try and get those going probably first. We have the book, we have the paper accessories to cut out, quite a lot of those. That's going to be quite a big build, guys. And we have a book of how to, which we'll look at the end as well. Oh, these are also paper accessories. Oh, it's got a lot of paper accessories here, so it's going to take a moment. So, and it's labelled quite nicely, which is good. Let's see, what should we look at first? Well, the wood pieces we'll see, bag A, and these are all together. So let's see what we have. We have lots of fabric, and we have a switch of some sort in here, a lighting switch. It's got lights on here. Oh, this is the on-off switch. Okay, and lots of different types of fabric, all folded, so I'm going to need to unfold that and get it flattened. We have some grass, we have some stones, we have some lights. Looks like several different types. Maybe. We'll see. I will look at those. We have only a few flowers. That's not too bad. Getting used to doing all those flowers. We have some different wires and cords of different types. And then we have some other bags. We have bag B, C and D, all wood pieces, different colours. We have a bag of, gosh, a lot of beads. It's definitely going to be an in-depth build, isn't it? Right, let me get rid of that bag and put that over there. So let's have a look at this book. So first of all, we have what's in each package, always helpful. I'll be referring to this a lot because I forget. It tells you about the lights, just about how to wire them there. So we've got quite a lot here. So it's going to be instructions horizontal. Okay, so that'll take a bit of getting used to. And then it's actually it's not by steps, it's going to be very similar to, gosh, which one was it? Can't remember which one it was. A few ago, just 2 ago, 3 ago. Can't recall what it was called. It'll come to me. So it's going by item. So it looks like they give you the parts, then what it's going to look like at the end this time. Sometimes they do it at the beginning, what it's going to look like, and then give you the parts. So that's how it's looking. It doesn't give us particularly a list of what you need to do each part, but then it's talking about, yeah, it's a lot of different pieces. So what else have we got here? So they don't advertise anything on the back like of other designs or anything like that they have. And I don't know who it's by. FYU, it looks like. That's what it says on the back of the box, so that probably is right. And then onto the actual build itself and how to put it all together. So let's get it all on. What's that? Just trying to see what this is. Oh, this is to do with the dust cover. So I'd imagine it just has certain areas, maybe like on the sides here, to put the dust cover. That would be my guess. And it's got a great big book, and you just put it on the book. I actually quite like this idea. Huh. Do not apply glue to the blue. The blue rain means frame, surely. So as to facilitate the on-off switch. Okay. Oh, alright. I thought it was a button. Now I don't know. Now I've forgotten. No, I can't really remember where it was. It was in a bag. Wasn't it this one? It's not a touch. It's definitely an on-off. Interesting. I don't know. Alright. Let me get everything ready and we can get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, and it doesn't tell you to do this, but when I did that last one and then we had a problem with the wiring, it does make you think. So we have 2 strips of lights, if I can get them going, and I'm going to test both of these. Now it says it doesn't come with batteries, but then it's got a tab for batteries, so let's see what we can do. So, like most things, it'd be grey to grey, and it's in the off position. So, let's see. I have no idea what batteries it even takes. So all I'm going to do is hold it together and make sure they both work. So there's one strip. Okay. This one actually looks quite a detailed model. Get my hands working together. Let's see what we got. I don't have any. Oh, I haven't turned it on. Right, let's try that again. Huh. I don't have anything, so maybe it doesn't have batteries in, so why bother to put the tab in? Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's in case you want to put it there afterwards. So let me test these ones, just in case it's that strip. Okay, no, neither one. Alright, let me get some batteries, find out what one it is and see if I even have it. Well, it's got 3 in there, so I don't know, because they are not working. It is in the on position, so I'd hate to think that they don't work, because that could very well end this model. Or we just do it with no lights. I'm pretty sure that would be a good enough connection. Let's do the twisty. That never works for me. I mean, I'm assuming it's grey to grey and white to white. This is a lot of assumptions going from my point of view. And if so, then the batteries might just be totally dead. And this is still on, I believe, and I will check that too. And it feels quite sturdy. Yeah, it's on. and nothing is happening. Alright, let me test it on something else. No, I'll go and change batteries and see where we are. Alright, so the number is LR1130, so good luck if you happen to have those. Whoops, let me see if I can show you proper. Get focus. Let's focus on everything else. Anyway, it helps if I have that around the right way. Anyway, LR1130. The equivalent to that, if you don't happen to have them, is AG10. So I have put them in. It's not covered up, it is on. So let's see if now that they work. Nothing like batteries come in with it that weren't meant to come with it, but they're dead anyway. So let's see. Took me a minute to had to Google it. Okay, so we have some lights. So that works, that one works, and we've got 2 strips. Kind of like this idea of the strips, really. A lot less wiring. Let's see. And that one works as well, so that's good. Alright, let me get this all put away and tidied up, and we will start on the actual build. Alright, I'm going to start with my papers. I don't have an awful lot of glue, so, and I do prefer to use my old beacon, so we will see what we can have. Just measure that on the paper. I think it's square actually. So you just want to make sure you really have it in the corners. So Juliet's treat today, I'll see if I can give you a clip later, is I read somewhere, I can't remember where, about hiding treats inside an egg box. So I did that, and it's an interesting reaction because she's actually seems quite afraid of it, but it's good for her confidence and it's good for her working it out, you know, her mental abilities basically. So I'm going to, like I say, there's not much of that glue left, so all I'm going to do is cut to the ends. That one went a little bit over, just cut the corners off. On a diagonal, and then I'm going to put these on here, and there's a lot of them, so I won't bore you with doing them all, but there are quite a few. There's at least one with double-sided, and there's some really weird ones. You know all that brown corrugated paper? We have some of these to put on it, so I really don't think I'm going to have enough glue, but the good news is I don't have to use this glue for that because it's not going to be straight anyway, because it's going over corrugated stuff. And you can imagine that won't work so well. So this one's not quite into the corner, and then I'll let it dry, and then I will what's the name out. I'll cut it out. I knew you knew what I meant. So just to the corners, and then I'll hold it up to the light before I press it down, just to make sure that we have everything covered so it's not off skew. As it happens, mine is right close to the window, and that's fine. So now hold it firmly, and let's move that glue around. Oop. I've obviously got some strength in these hands today. And we want particularly it to go to the corners, so now you're going to hear her crunching because she's found her big treat. Did you know yak bars you can put in the microwave for 1 minute and they turn into like cheese puffs? There you go. Alright, I'm going to get on and do the rest of it. So you've got this corrugated stuff, and you're actually going to put it on the corrugated side. So I'm going to use different glue for that, just because I know I don't have a lot of beacon, and I've got it on order, so it should arrive any time. Alrighty, so let me get the rest of these done. Okay, the thing with the corrugated paper is you want the circle, and I have it how they are, on the horizontal, so like this, so the lines are going downwards, from what I can gather. Looks kind of the opposite of how they've got it. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, it's got to go on the back of it. Well, that's alright then. And then I guess when it turns over, it will be on the horizontal. So that's what you need to bear in mind. It's going to get tacky now anyway. I've got it all to hand. Alright, thought I'd fill you in with that. So making sure you get the right direction. Oh, and also the corrugated is bigger than the paper that you're putting on it. So this way may not be the best way, although I'm still going to try and go through a scalpel with it. Right, and as far as other things go, so the corrugated one, like I say, make sure you know which direction it should be, and also the paper which goes on the one which your switch is going to go into, you want to make sure that that is in the right direction. Then for everything else, like this for green paper, it's for leaves, just make sure that it's on the back of it and just stick around the edges, and hopefully then you should be able to still cut them out okay. So what I tend to do is, and just hold it to the light just to make sure that you've got it, is hold it to the light, glue in areas I can see I'm not going to be cutting. I normally cut these templates out bigger than what I need just for this purpose. So you can see here I've splodged it in places. I just use tacky on this, and then just make sure it goes onto your fabric. You don't really have to press down, and then that works and you can put it for drying. Alright, I'm gonna finish up. Alright, so these are all done. This is my denim, and this is for metal pieces, wire, so not going to worry about that one. My other fabric, the white one, cheeseclothy type material. You've got some grey roofing, you've got some silver paper, matte silver it says, green leaves, brown balcony roofs I'm guessing. I did this one as well, which was an extra one to what I said about doing, which we are going to be needing. Did this one, I believe this is one of the ones we're going to need first. I did this one. I'm not keen on how the tacky worked on this, but it is what we have. I have ordered some more, so we're just going to wait for it to come. And this one, which I think we're working on these, so I will be switching to the camera to the other view soon, but I've got a couple of big pieces to do right now, so let's get those done. So I'm just going to cut these in first so you can see. If you've ever seen any of my videos, you know how I do it anyway. My dog and my son's dogs have been quite mischievous today. I've got on to videoing a lot later than normal, but that's okay. Animals and kids, right? Okay, so that one's cut in and looks good. See, this dried really flat. This I'm really happy with. Then this one, well, let me do this one first because we're going to be using, well, we're going to be using both of them, and we have to do wiring on that other one, which I'll get and do in a second. So first of all, I don't know how sharp this blade is. I can't remember what I used it for last, but I'm sure I used it for some bits. It's like jigsaw pieces here. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Okay, try not to pull it and cut it so that it comes out. If you do it this way, I mean, you might feel very comfortable just cutting it normally. I just find it's generally a tighter cut doing it this way, as long as it's lined up. I've had a few which definitely haven't lined up, so yeah, it's kind of one of those things. You take that risk, don't you? Or you think they're lined up and then you put them down and they move off course. It happens. And this one has a little notch in the top as well. I'd imagine that's for wiring purposes, maybe. Okay, So that is done and looks alright. Then I've got this one, which I will be using a ruler for because I don't trust myself. I could use scissors actually. We'll try it with the crafting knife, and if that doesn't work then I will go ahead and use scissors. I just don't know how well the crafting knife will do going through both. It might be fine. Oh, and it is. Okay, so I'm going to get this cut out and then I'll show you what we're doing next. Okay, overall quite happy with that. Next we are going to be cutting some holes through, and we are going to be pushing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with that actually. Let me try it with my blade. We're going to be pushing bulbs through basically. So just make a small enough hole that the bulbs will go through. And then these two walls, this one and this one, are joined together. I haven't done one like this. I'm kind of a little bit scared of this one in reality. This one's not as in terrified scared, well maybe. It seems very detailed. I feel it's not going to be a quick video, so seatbelts on guys. It might be a long ride, we will see, but judging by everything I've seen in the book, it's going to be long. Okay, so we will be starting with our wire here, and we will be putting it through the first one, which is down here, and just push it through the hole. And then the second one you want to bend and push through over here. I'm trying to get their pattern. And then once you've got these in, you can stick it down with tape, and then you're going to join the two pieces like I say. So just fold, just go careful with the wires because you don't want to break them either. And we did test them, so if they get broken it's my own fault, huh? And it probably doesn't need to go all the way through, although a bit more than that. And then we're going to come down the top. So there's this one. Didn't need a big hole to put them through. It probably will be making it a bit bigger as they go through anyway. Can't get this one in. That's what I get for saying it doesn't have to be that big. Hopefully this will still work after doing this. Right, and then the last two, one will go in here. Like so. And then this one. And then you're going to tape down the wires on the back. And it doesn't matter really what you use as long as it holds it in place, because then you're going to be gluing the other part on. I've ordered my glue, so it should be here any day. Now, the one I prefer to do this sort of thing. And we have quite a lot of paper and wood type elements. So we're going to have to hand. I have masking tape to hand, so that's what I'm going to use to just fasten it down so it's reasonably flat, really. That's all your. Oh, if I can tear it off, it's not even difficult to tear off, is it? And going like this. Like that. And then on to the final one. And then what we do is, doesn't say to do it yet. What we do is the base, this little piece here, which I've already done. And then it says to join this to this base, the pieces of wood together like this, and then put this piece on the front of it. Can't be any sense, surely. basically like so. So I'm guessing that this wooden piece is a bit longer. So as long as you allow for that, then it should be okay. So you are literally sticking the two of them together. Interesting. Alright, so I'm not going to do it the way they say, of course I'm not. I'm just going to line it up at the top here because I think that would work. It doesn't look like that there's any edge, but there is definitely an edge down the bottom here, and in fact on here you can see where that edge is going to be. Why have this pretty paper on here that you're going to not see? Wouldn't you have thought it would be better off going this way? But it's not, and I think it's because it's stuck into a book, so you're not going to see it anyway. Alright, so let's get my poor little beacon that's almost running out. And get it on here. I put the wire one on. I have not done wiring this way before. It's very unusual. I mean, you're totally hiding the wires, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure I haven't done it this way before. Not that I can recall. I mean, my memories are not the best, but you know. Maybe you can tell me if I've done one like it before, but I don't think I have. But if you recall seeing me do one and I'm telling you porky buys, I'm more than happy to correct myself. Okay. I will be very happy to get more beacon. I'm surprised I let it go so low, but I did. So just line up at the top. If you do it this way, you can do it the other way too. And where are these wires coming out of? I think the side. It's difficult to tell, but I'm pretty sure it's the side. And then do this like this. That should take. It's also a bit smaller on the edges, not much, but a little. I'm going to try and even out the gap on both sides. But as we know, it's made of cardboard. Worst comes to worst, I can always cut it in too. Hard to do that. Don't just press down on it because you're going to hurt yourself or break your lights there. Just make sure it's even at the top. That's probably the most important. And then all we do is put this on, and it's this way around, so that the bit that you would think would have the wire is on the opposite side. I don't know. And we will stick that on with wood glue. And you can clamp this if you wanted, which is probably a better way if you want to get the right angle for it. But it basically sits just behind this wooden piece is in front of here. Let's put plenty of wood glue on. I think that's more than enough. Right. And then stick that like so. And I will go and get my 90-degree clamps and clamp that up. I mean, it's staying there for now, but we will go and do that. And then we start on some small stuff. The nice thing is, everything we complete, so we build lots of little things, but then we complete, we complete things as well. So we will then finish off this little area, or at least do things we're just going to complete it. We're starting on a building for here first, for this side here. But I will need to change my camera angle, which means when we're doing some of the bigger stuff, it won't be such a good view, but hey, we get the principle, right? Right, let me get this in a vise and in the brackets, and we will go and have a look at how it looks. Alright, so I got called away, but this is definitely set because it's sat here all this time. So let's get the clamps off. And this is what we ended up with. Now we're going to get, oops, sorry about that, woke you all up. It's definitely set. It feels very wobbly, really wobbly, but it will strengthen when we've put some other stuff in there. I'm just going to keep it on its side. Right, we're going to do some bits and pieces now, and we're working towards building one happiness toast, it's called. So we start with this piece here. Let me get this out the way before it gets broken. Alright, so we're going to start with this. And it's just like a little box, and it's going to go on top of a unit. So just fold down the edges as normal. You can do it by hand or use a ruler. Entirely up to yourselves. Most times I do it by hand, I have to be honest. And I'll probably get this part done. I've got quite a few little bits to build, but none of them are particularly long. Famous last words, of course. Okay. I'm going to have to use piece 7000 because I'm waiting for more beacon to arrive. And I know I'm probably going to need more beacon for something else. Oops. Okay. Oh, I was going to switch the camera, wasn't I? Tomorrow. I would definitely switch the camera for you. I forgot. Where are my tweezers? Caught on something. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then just pop these in on this edge. Again, just going to hold it for a second with the tweezers, which have now got glue all over them, of course. And then fold down the top, which has an overhang. Oh no, it is meant to go down. I missed that. There you go. So I'm going to put that on the outside, the overhang. And I will stick that down in a moment. I'll do it now. Okay. At least we can make a start anyway. There is a lot for this build. So okay. It will hold, she says. And it's going to be standing on its end like so. Okay. Right, you just go there. Right, so we will next make the unit, which is not that one. It's this one, and it has a little wooden top on it. Flowers. As you can see, we're going to be using a few flowers today. There we go. Of course, I've left my lid off of the beacon, so we're going to have it flatter on the back and then it lined up. I will get the camera moved tomorrow, I promise. I forgot all about it. That's what I get for being called to do something else and then you forget. All this is going to have in is a tiny bit of the green. Kind of wants it a little bit twiggy like, with a couple of branches going off of it. So maybe something like this. I think that will work. And this is going to sit on here along with the box, which we'll put straight on. So I'm going to put this on first, and the box. Kind of bends forward a bit. I have that overlapping at the back, I think. And then pop a bit of glue in the top here to put my green in. And I've moved that top, I can see. But that's okay, we're going to lie it down again. We need to put a doorknob or two on. back into spot. Move that down. Okay. Let's see how many doorknobs are we putting on here. One, which is going to go on here, about in the middle, not quite where I put it. I'm not sure why I used wood glue for that, you know. It's a thing. I thought I'd lost my pin. Nothing unusual, but I have found it. And then we are going to put a tiny bit of black wire. And we get two types of wire. We get some thin and some thick. And they're both very much connected right now. Anyway, we want the thin. And it's going to be for just, let's see, just over half a centimetre. So about there. And that is going to go in the middle of the first cupboard here. Okay. And that is our first unit done. But we are going to do a bit more today. We will finish page 8 today, that's the aim. My tweezers have got sticky from making that box. There we have the first one. I'm going to put a little bit of weight on that, I think, to keep it down. So there you can see as it focuses. Something like that. Okay. Wants to focus on this, I think. There we go. I have no idea what the box is. Do you think it's like a TV? I think it is. I think it's meant to be a television. Alright, that's the first thing done. Then we are going to grab the long one, and we are also going to put in a bit of, get this stuff away, a little bit of this, again the same sort of length, 0.6, so give or take about here, and that other one's gone crooked, how rude. And that one's going to go on the first one here. So we have something on the first one, the second one, and the fourth one. So 1, 2, and 4. And what we need is this wire I just done in the first one. I'll straighten that up in a tick. And then one of these little brass beads, and another little brass bead, like so. Just line them up, and then we sort out our top there. I say I apologise for not sorting the camera, but I will. Okay, and this one a little bit down too. It's a little bit high up. Now it's off centre. Okay. Let me go. Okay, and then on top of that we are going to have the bigger one of these, the little shell here. I'm going to get those done, and then I will put that to one side. need to move over a bit. I'll give my tweezers a quick clean, I think. It'll take all day to get the little bits done because I really want to be ultra helpful right now and take everything with them. It's not very even. Okay, so something like that. These are still very close. Okay, let me go and clean those tweezers quickly. Okay, then we are going to take the door, which has the three things at the top, and we're going to put this piece of paper in the middle as a diamond shape, so it goes over the two indentations of the door. Something like so. And that's that bit done. Next we are making a broom, which we need, let's see, 5 pieces of, did I even bring it? Out the way wire. We will be needing you, but not just yet. I thought I had it, but now I can't find it. Let me go grab that. Okay, and what we need is now 2 centimeters, and we need 5 of them. So that's 1. So double it over to make 2. Didn't overly help, did it really? Theory was there. 3. This silver wire really wants to get used, and it is. It's going to get used in a moment, but it has to be a little bit more patient, don't you think? Don't think if I had a broom like this it would be sweeping too much personally. We're going to need that again. And we need the thicker black wire this time, and it wants us to do 2.2, but I'm actually going to do a little bit longer than that because I think it's going to need it. Okay. Oh, I've had that TV on the wrong way around, so I just flipped it over and put some weight on it to try and keep it straight, because it really doesn't want to be straight. And then we need let's say how much of this do you need? Oh, 5 centimeters. Yes, it does. So this is just going to wrap around it. Come back here a moment. Right, you've been used. You can move out the way now. Okay, so basically what we want to do, and it says to stick this and you want a handle on it, so this is your broom handle. I probably should have used tacky for this actually, it would have been better. So try and get as much of that in your glue as possible, and you want it kind of going around your broom, all roughly at the same height. And then we'll give that a moment to take, and then we'll put the silver wire around it in a minute if it gets off me. Actually, I think we'll just do the silver wire, as it seems to want to be on like that anyway. attached to me. Might as well do this and be done. I do prefer this than the thread we were trying. I can't remember what build it was. Might have been the model one, and model one. Of course, it was a model one. Might have been the little market one, and they wanted you to do it with a string of fabric. Might have been that one. Can't remember. One of them. Like, you know, like the flare bits of fabric that you pull it out like cotton. Like one of those, and there was no way I was going to do that. And that will be our broom, and you want it then to trim it up if it's not right. I'm just going to actually just pull this one down because I can see it's a bit high, and that is our broom, folks. It's not bad. Okay, that's that. Next we are going to be doing a plant, of which we need, I had this pot. Hey. And we are going to be doing 2 of this string into this pot as 2.5 centimeters each. So about there. Just roughly. And what we're going to do is stick it in the bead. So I'm going to poke it through, I think, first. And then we're going to separate the 2 strands. Well, slap. Hold on. Dog bed for the win. We got it. Okay, that's one in. It's going to be a tight fit in here. I'm going to try and get the second one in as well. Might have to leave it with me, otherwise you might hear some words of choice. I think that will be the way it goes. You know, it wasn't too bad. I just grabbed it and rammed it down there. Okay, I'm going to put some glue on the end. And then we're going to be using some tacky in a second. Okay, and then you separate the 2 strands to make it into 4. And this is like some sort of tree, basically. It's my puppy. She's playing. She's hitting my models with her ball. Monkey. Oh, she's got it. She goes around them so gentle, like, don't touch the... Oh, man, that one came out. Okay. We'll put it back in a second. Let's undo this first. Of course, when you're making this model, what you're doing is you just wait until it dries first. Oh, now we've got 2 separate ones, which is kind of okay, sort of. Right, let me go and get those back in. Alright, and those are back in. I just squeezed them in with the tweezers. It worked. Then you kind of want to separate them out. Go careful it doesn't come undone if you haven't waited for it to dry, so that it looks like branches of a tree. And then we're going to put some tacky glue, once it lets me go, on it. It's up to you what glue you use. I just use tacky because it's nice and messy and kind of what you want for this, because then we're going to dip it in a bag of green, like grass. And pop it in here. If I can keep it open. There we go. So it comes out looking like a tree. Or as best or close as we're probably going to get it to a tree. Okay, that's that bit done. Then we got 2 quite quick pieces to do. We've got 2 plants to do. This one and this one. And all we're going to be doing is putting a little bit of the red flower in both. So I only cut a little bit of red off. And then we will call it a day for today. A day for today. bit in that one, a little bit in this one, and in the bigger one I think I'm going to put this taller piece. Well, if I could pick it up. And then tomorrow we will carry on with this building, but hopefully we'll get a lot further than the 2 buildings. So I'm going to put 3 pieces in here because it'd be a bigger pot. That went in lovely then, and now doesn't want to let the tweezers go. That's one. And then this one has a little stem to it, which will be perfect. And that's 2. And like I say, I'll get the camera moved for tomorrow as well, so you'll be able to see. But I think you've got a general idea of what we have done for today. So just a few little bits and pieces. If everything wants to let go of me now, that'd be great. They're lining up here. And a very important broom, which actually I'm quite happy with how that turned out, to be honest with you. And I'm glad that I used a little bit extra black bar. If I need to then trim it because it won't fit wherever it's going to go, then I've got plenty of room for it to do that. Alrighty guys, thank you very much for watching. I think this build is going to be quite the challenge. I just think it's going to be quite long, but we will see. It might all go swimmingly. I mean, those were quite quick really once we got going. So I think it will work out just fine. So like I say, thank you very much for watching. Do feel free to put any comments down. I will respond to you, or you can send me an email, whichever you would like to do. And please do like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. But most important, do take care of yourselves so that I can see you tomorrow. All right, speak to you a bit. Bye.